in case of doubt. Okay, now we are recording the lesson, all right? Okay, today we're going to start. I will start with giving you some information. I have already graded the test, the extensive reading test. So your marks, I sent you your marks yesterday. I hope you have had the opportunity to take a look at it. And in case you have questions or something which is not clear for you, you can then send me an email and we can discuss whatever you want, right? So your marks are ready. You have to bear in mind that in the system, there is, I would say, a gap regarding the percentage of difficulty of the test. The system has programmed um, to get the 60% of yes, 60% of difficulty percentage, right? The difficulty of the test, but the program demands 70%. So there is a difference between the mark that is uh, in the computer on Educa and the mark that I sent you. So that's the reason that probably you can see that your mark is a little bit lower than you can see on Educa, right? But this is just because of the system. The system has been set to get that percentage, all right? So it's just for you to know. Okay, um, congratulations for your marks. I think the test was good. Most of you got good results, and I think it was an interesting story. It was my first time for me to read as well. I haven't read the story before, so I enjoyed it. But there were some parts that were a little bit difficult to read because of the experiences Maya went through in order to uh, overcome many difficulties that she had in her life. But fortunately, she had the capacity to overcome all those experiences, negative experiences that she had in her life. And I think it is an example of what we should do when we face some challenges in our life. We don't have to take them as something negative, but also we can learn from negative experiences. So at least for me, it was a good piece of reading, a good, I would say novel or something. I don't know. I'm not very clear what the gender is, but the gender is. But anyway, that was the first test, and we started uh, with a good mark, right? So congratulations for all of you. And today we're going to start with um, reviewing the verb patterns. Last week I was a little bit ill, so uh, sorry for that, but I feel much better now. But I left a video for you to see or to watch during the week. I don't know whether you have the chance to take a look at the video, and there were some things to do as well during the week. But we're going to start reviewing the verb patterns in detail, right? That is going to be the focus of attention of our class, of our lesson. And then in the second part, we're going to do some exercises on the workbook that is on Educa. I just uploaded it in case you want to download it for the second part of the lesson, but I will remind you a little bit later, right? Okay, I'm going to start using a new application that I found. I hope it works, all right, in order to um, improve a little bit more the lesson and in order to focus more on different details, specifically on grammar, right? Can you please tell me whether you can see uh, on the screen? There should be something like a whiteboard. Can you see the whiteboard on the screen? Is it clear? If you can tell me, please, if you can say something because I cannot see you now. Let me see because can you, can you confirm that you can see the whiteboard?
Yes.
All right, sorry. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
teacher.
I cannot see you. I'm just uh, seeing just the whiteboard on the screen, but I cannot see you. So I'm going to start using this application, and I will see if it works or not. And if you don't like it, or if you like it, just let me know. All right. The thing is that here I can write, and it's much better for you to follow the lesson, right? Not just to be uh, listening to the teacher, but also you can also see what is going on the lesson, and then we can work together as well. All right. Today we're going to focus on what we call verb patterns. Just give me 1 second because some students are just arriving. All right. Okay, I will go back to my white screen. Today we're going to focus on what we call the verb patterns, right? Verb patterns. I think it's much easier this way because I can write and at the same time I can speak, right? And the verb patterns are divided into two, at least the ones that we're going to be speaking about today, right? We're going to focus on verb plus to and verb plus ing. All right. Those are the verbs that we're going to be focusing on today. There are some verbs that need to use the infinitive form, whereas there are others that need the gerund form, ing form, right? And sometimes there is a little bit a difference in meaning according to the structure that we use. If we use an infinitive form, it is completely different if we use an ing form, right? And we're going to start with the first one, which is stop. This is the first verb, stop. And we're going to see what happens with ing and to. Okay. Today we're going to see different verbs that need to or ing form, right? But now let's get focused on stop. And I'm going to give you two different examples, and you can tell me what the difference in meaning they have. All right, just let me see. I'm going to write two sentences. The first one is this. I stopped. I stopped smoking. And then number two, I stopped to smoke. All right, and let me see. Number three is I stopped talking to Mary. I stopped talking to Mary. And four, I stopped to talk to Mary. Just 1 second. I think someone is knocking at the door. All right. Let's see. I stopped smoking. I stopped to smoke. And then we have 3 and 4. I stopped talking to Mary and I stopped to talk to Mary. Can you tell me what the difference in meaning is in the first one? I stopped smoking. what is the difference in meaning with number one and two? I stopped smoking and I stopped to smoke. There is something different, right? When I say I stopped smoking and I stopped to smoke, what do you think the difference is between sentence number one and sentence number two? Yeah?
I can see a different form of the verb,
Yes, right? There is
but
a
I don't
difference
know
in
the meaning, the different
the
meaning.
meaning. Yes, but do you feel that there is a difference in meaning, or do you think that they are the same?
For me, they are the same.
The same. All right. Now we're going to see what's going on, right? And number three and number four, I stopped talking to Mary. I stopped to talk to Mary. All right. So we have two different verbs. Not two different verbs. No, we have two different meanings as well. Number three and number four. And the meaning is different. I'm going to tell you what the difference is between number one and number two. In number one, if I stopped smoking, it means that the person has the habit of smoking, right? Probably that person has been smoking for several years, right? And in a moment, that person decided to stop smoking. It means that that person is not going to smoke anymore in the future, or probably that is what he wants, right? But at least, or she wants, but at least uh, that she or he stopped, okay, decided to stop and not continue smoking anymore, right? Whereas in the second sentence, I stopped to smoke, it means that the person probably was walking on the street and uh, felt like smoking and stopped for a while and probably start smoking, right? So that's the difference. Just 1 second again. Sorry. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. So the difference in meaning is the first one. When with ing, it means that there is probably an, a process, right? A long process that is stopped in a moment, right? And in the second part, the person stopped to do something different, right? I'm going to, sorry, I'm going to start a new page to write this. So stop plus ing means an action in progress ends. For that reason, I stopped smoking. It means that the person is not going to smoke anymore. I stopped writing, you can say as well. I stopped whatever. I stopped writing. It means that the person probably was writing and suddenly that person stopped for a while in order to, uh, just 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Probably that person has been writing for some time and then suddenly the person stops, right? And on the other hand, stop plus infinitive plus two, it means that interruption, interruption of an activity, of an activity. Sorry for my handwriting. I hope you can understand. Interruption of an activity to do something different. All right. So those are the difference in meaning. All right. In the first one, there is a habit or there is an action in progress, and suddenly the person stops, right? And probably it means that that person is not going to continue writing. In the second sentence, stop to with infinitive, there is interaction and activity to do something different. For example, I can say, I stopped. I stopped to probably I was walking on the street and I stopped to take a look at the sneakers on the window. Probably right. Do you tell the difference between the first and the second? Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
But if you have any questions, just let me know because at the beginning it's a little bit difficult to understand, right? But anyway, I'm going to show you a video. Sorry for changing. We can see a video probably that is can be much clearer. So we can take a look at the video, right? Just 1 second. Those videos will be available for you on the internet or on the Luca.
Teacher,
Yep.
it doesn't have sound, I think.
Oh, sorry.
I thought that it was my computer, but
All right. Let me see what's going on. I will do something different, right? Just one
okay, okay.
second. Yes, I will stop sharing and I will present the window. Let me see. I think this is the one. All right. I will start from the very beginning. Hello? Oh, can you
Now
listen?
it works. Yes.
All right. All right.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
sorry. Thank you for telling me. All right. Hello? Oh, hey, Vicky. I can't stop to talk to you now.
After the verb stop, we can use an infinitive form or a gerund. But watch out, because the meaning is different.
Do you want a cup of tea?
Oh, yes, please.
Be right back.
When we stop doing something, we don't do it anymore. When we stop to do something, we stop doing something in order to do something else.
Can you two stop playing that game and come and help us with the
Just 1 second. There is something. There is somebody who wants to. I'm sorry.
I got 40 points.
I've got a question. I'll Skype Jamie. Jamie? Jamie!
Hey, Vicky! I can't stop dancing.
I can see. I've just got a quick question. Just a which one? Not to worry. I'll ask Mr. Marcus. Hello?
Hello? Ah! Hey, Vicky! I can't stop to talk to you now! These knives are sharp!
Oh, be careful. Be careful. Don't worry. I'll Google it instead. Hey, YouTubers, stop.
All right. Let me present now the other. Okay, did you get the idea that the difference between stop plus ing and stop plus infinitive? I think that with the video we can see that the difference in meaning is clear, right? You stop doing something, right, when there is something in process, right? And probably you're not going to do the same thing anymore, or probably in the near future, right? I stop writing. It means that I'm not going to continue writing, probably for a while or forever, right? And I stopped to smoke. It means that the person stopped doing something in order to do something different, right? Probably the person was walking, and that person stopped walking, and now that person decided to smoke, right? I'm going to write a second example, and I will ask you a question. My dog stopped drinking water. Drinking water. And my dog stopped to drink water. All right, here we have two different examples, and I would like you to tell me which situation is more dangerous, the first or the second. My dog stopped drinking water, or my dog stopped to drink water. The meaning is different. Which situation is more dangerous, the first or the second?
The first one?
The first one. Why do you think that the first one, that my dog stopped drinking water, is more dangerous?
Because it doesn't anymore.
Yes, probably if the dog doesn't drink water in the future, probably anymore, probably the dog might be in danger and probably the dog might die, right? But in the second case, my dog stopped to drink water. Probably the dog was walking around the garden and suddenly felt thirsty and stopped to drink some water, right? I think that the idea is clear. Have you got any questions before we move on? Because we're going to do an exercise regarding the difference between stop plus ing and stop plus to, right? If you have any questions, please ask now. I think it's complete.
I don't
Yeah,
have any questions, but I wanted to
yeah,
say that
yeah.
I can see your screen.
Oh, sorry.
I think that you have to change.
Sorry, bro, I forgot. Thank you for telling me.
Don't worry.
Because as it is the first time I'm using this. Okay, now I try again. Can you see it now or not?
No,
Not yet. Okay.
not yet, teacher.
Let me see what's going on. I'm going to stop and I'm going to present again. I hope now it works. This is a new application, so I'm learning to use it. And what about now?
And now it is working.
All right. Thank you very much for telling me then.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Now I will go back and explain again. So I wrote two different sentences in order to make you notice the difference between stop plus ing and stop um, plus to, right? The first sentence says, my dog stopped drinking water, right? It means that the dog probably is in danger because uh, he, or let's say he, okay, probably the dog is going to die because or probably the dog is ill, right? So the first situation is a bit dangerous, not a bit dangerous, it's dangerous for the dog because his life is in danger. On the other hand, the second sentence, my dog stopped to drink water, is completely different because probably the dog was playing around the garden, right? And in a moment he felt thirsty and stopped to drink water, right? That's the main difference. The difference between ing and to is that in the first case, um, there is a process that is stopped, right? And on the other hand, the second sentence, the second situation, it means that the the person or the animal or whatever stop doing something to do something different, right? Okay, now let's move on. I'm going to give you some exercises for you to do, and it's time for you to start working. All right. Probably you have your notebooks near to you, and I want to write 5 things you stopped doing due to the pandemic. All right, and what you do now. For example, I wrote, I stopped going to KFC. Now I eat healthy food at home. I think that was uh, something good that I did, right? I'm eating healthy food at home and I stopped eating junk food. Can you please write 5 different sentences that you about things that you stopped doing during the pandemic? I'm going to give you a minute or two, all right, for you to write your sentences, and then we can share what you have written, right? In case you have any questions, please let me know. All right, let's see. I need 5 volunteers uh, to dictate what you have written, right? Can you please tell me what things you stopped doing due to the pandemic and what you do now? Who wants to start? Just one volunteer first. Volunteers?
Me,
All right, thank you very much. Let me see who is speaking. Like who? Uh,
Leslie.
Leslie. Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Leslie. Thank you for your uh, collaboration. Okay, what things you stopped doing and you are doing in a different way now?
I stopped hanging out with my friends.
All right, I'm going to take notes. Right,
Okay.
I stopped hanging out, hanging, hanging out with my friends,
Yes. And now I play Among Us.
and now I play what? Sorry.
Among Us.
All right, among among us. Right. And I would say instead of I play among us, I would say we play among us, right?
Ah,
Because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it would be much better. But the sentence is is okay. Thank you very much. This is a very good sentence. We stopped hanging out with my friends, and now we play among us, right? And we can also
Yes.
say we play together, right? That is it's very good. Thank you very. Okay, ticket. You have a ticket. Okay, a good ticket for you. Okay, thank you very much. Number two, volunteer for number two. What thing you stopped doing and now you're doing something different in a different way? Volunteer, as another volunteer. Yes, let me see. I will ask someone else then. Javiera, can you help me with number two? Javiera Higuera.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you please help me with number two?
Okay. I wrote, I stopped traveling to Temuco every day.
Yes, one, no, not so fast. I stopped traveling. I
Yeah.
stopped traveling to Temuco. I'm going to Temuco every day.
Now I spend a lot of
Now
time at home.
I stay, all right, a lot of time at home. All right. This is a very good sentence as well. I stopped traveling. It means that probably you traveled probably every day or frequently, all right, to Temuco, but now you stop traveling, but now you stay at home a lot of time, of all the time, right? Thank you very much. Very nice sentence. And I think that it's something that happened to all of us, or most of us, right? Thank you very much for your sentence. And now I will ask another person, Flor. Flor Gore. Can you help me with sentence number three? All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Can you please help me with number three?
I stopped
All right.
walking to university every day.
I stopped walking. Walking, you
To
said.
university.
I stopped walking to
University every day.
every day, right?
Uh-huh. Now I walk to um I don't know um alrededor del campo, ¿cómo puedo decir?
To the country?
Around the countryside.
Yeah, right. Around the countryside, right? This is I walk around. I walk around the countryside. The countryside. I didn't get the first part. This part. Uh, I stopped walking to
You
city to the city.
University.
Sorry.
University.
University. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting old, and I cannot listen to the university. All right. I'm going to say to the U. All right. Okay. I stopped walking to the university every day, and now I walk around the countryside. Thank you very much. Very good sentence. All right. Two more sentences, and we stop. Right. Who else? Cassie, can you help me with sentence number 4, please?
Okay. I stopped going to the gym. Now I'm home all day.
All right. Thank you very much. I stopped going to the gym and now I stay at home all day. Right. This is a change of habit, right? I stopped going to the gym, right? And now I stay at home all day. Thank you very much. It was a very, very, very good example as well, right? Things that we have stopped doing due to the pandemic, all right? Okay, now we're going to skip number 5 because of the time, so we can move on to the next exercise. By the way, have you got any questions so far? Or is it completely clear? Okay, if you don't have any questions, we're going to move on then to the next activity. And I want you to write not 5 sentences, but just 3 sentences. You stop, you or someone else you know, stop to do something different, right? You stop. You stop. You stop doing to do something different. This is different. For example, I will give you the beginning of the sentence and you finish the sentence, right? For example, while I was walking on the street, I saw my best friend. My best friend, right? I stopped to, and you complete the sentence, right? Sentence number 2. The Uber stopped to use your imagination, right? Tomoko got lost. Got lost in the city center. Stop to. All right, just 3 sentences for you to complete. Number 1, while I was walking on the street, I saw my best friend. I stopped to. Can you complete the sentence? Who wants to start with number 1? Volunteer for number 1. Use your imagination. I think that someone is knocking. All right. All right. When I was walking on the street, I saw my best friend. I stopped to what? Say something.
I stopped to say hello.
To say hello. Very good. I stopped to say hello. Good. It means that you were doing something and stopped doing that in order to do something different. Right. Very good. Number 2. Thank you. The Uber stop to. Stop to what?
To get some gas or pick up
Yes.
more people.
Yes, to get some gas, or to pick up a guy, let's say a guy, or a passenger. You know, a guy is a little bit informal, right? To pick up a passenger. A passenger. All right, very good. Thank you. Number 3, Tomoko got lost in the city because she's from Japan. So she got lost in the city center of Temuco, right? She stopped to what?
Ask information.
Thank you yes, to ask for information. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you for your collaboration. I think that you got the idea. There is a difference in meaning between ing, stop plus ing, and stop plus infinitive, right? Have you got any questions? All right. Now we're going to move on to another verb because there are different verbs and several verbs that use the same structure, right? The same pattern. ing plus or ing or infinitive. Now we're going to move on to the second verb, which is remember. 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 All right. Remember to remember ing. There is a difference in meaning as well. They are not the same. I'm going to write some sentences for you to notice the difference. I'm going to change the color. All right. Number 1. Please remember to buy some milk. To buy some milk on the way home. On the way home. Number 2. I remember buying some milk on the way home. And number 3, let's see that these go together in order to notice the difference. Number 3 is I remember to turn off the lights. The lights before I go to bed. And number 4, I remember turning off the lights. before I go to bed. All right. So here we have then two couples of different sentences, right? So the first one, please remember to buy some milk on the way home. And the second one, I remember buying some milk on the way home. Can you notice that there is a kind of difference in meaning between the first and the second? What do you think the difference in meaning is between the first and the second sentence? Please remember to buy some milk on the way home. I remember buying some milk on the way home. If you take a close look at them, probably you can notice that there is a kind of difference. All right. Have you got a feeling that there is a difference in meaning between sentence number one and sentence number two? Or do you think they're just the same? Both of them have the same meaning. What do you think?
And the first one, the person has to stop to do the action, while the second one is an action in progress. It's
right. You think that there is in progress. All right. Thank you very much. Many other person, please remember to stop to buy some milk. Please remember to buy some milk on the way home. I remember buying some milk on the way home. Let's see the third and the fourth. I remember to turn off the lights before I go to bed. I remember turning off the lights before I go to bed. Probably you cannot see, but it's the same thing, but before I go to bed. Can you notice that there is a difference in meaning? Have you got that feeling, or do you think they're just the same? I remember to turn off the lights. All right. I will let you know, right? I will move on to the next slide so we can see what the meaning, what the difference in meaning they have. Just 1 second. Let's see the first one. Remember to. Remember to. For example, I'm going to give you this example, which is much clearer. Robert, I'm going to use different colors, remembers to lock the car. We have two different actions. Action one. Mark Mark remembers. And then action two. Mark locks the car, right? If you can see here, if you notice, if you pay attention, you will see that when we use remember plus infinitive, there are two different actions which are at different moments. For example, the first action, Mark remembers, and then he locks the car, right? Which is first, remembers or locks the car, according to what you can see here. What does Mark do first? Remembers or locks the car? What do you think?
The action 1 is the first?
Yes, you're right. First, Mark remember, and then in the second, after he remembers, he locks the car. Thank you very much. And I can see this, that I can conclude this. Remember, first he remembers, remember, and then do the action. And then do the action. The action. It means then that this is regarding the future, right? So remember in this case is the same as don't forget to. If I say, for example, Mark remembers to lock the car, it means the same as Mark doesn't forget to lock the car. But the action is important because first the person remembers and then he does the action, right? In this case, is regarding the car, right? Let's see. I'm going to go back a little bit to see this one. Please remember to buy some milk on the way home. It means then that the person probably was walking and remembered, right, first, that he had to do something. And then he did the action that was to, was buying the milk. Probably he went to the supermarket and bought the milk, right? Let's see what happens then with the ing form. Is it clear here or not? Is it completely here? Because at the beginning it's a little bit difficult to understand, but I'm going to show you the other form in order to make comparison, right? Remember plus ing, and you will see how the meaning changes. I'm going to use the same sentence. Mark remembers locking the car, right? You will see that the meaning or the action, right, is different, right? The sequence is different. Right? The order or the sequence, the order of the action is the opposite. Is the opposite. The opposite to the previous one. The opposite. Why? Let's see. I'm going to give you the answer. Action one. Action one first. Mark locks the car, and then action two. Mark remembers that he has locked the car, right? So first the person does the action one, do the action, and then remembers. And this is in relation to the past, right? Remember that in the first case, it was in relation to the future, right? In this case, it's in relation to the past. Let me see. All right. So in this case, the person locks the car first, and then he remembers, probably a little bit later, he remembers that he has locked the car, right? It's the opposite to the previous one. I'm going to, let me see what time it is, because we need to stop for a while. We're going to stop for a while, all right? And after the break, we're going to have a 5-minute break so you can refresh your mind, all right? Well, I'm going to show you a video where we can see in more detail the difference between remember plus ing, remember plus to, right? Let's have a short break for now, right? I will stop sharing and I will see you in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Hello. I'm here again to
Hello.
record. Hello, how are you, Julian?
Um, um, I can be better, but yeah, here we are.
Why you say you can be better?
I started my day with my left foot.
Hmm. You have a problem with your
Yeah.
leg? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's nothing. Yeah.
All
I
right.
can focus in the class and yeah, enjoy it.
Okay. You have to forget about it for a while.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy the lesson and try to forget about. Is it painful or something?
Disculpe?
Is it painful?
No, no,
Does
no.
it? Not all right.
No, I have just like a little fight with my family, but it's nothing.
All right. Oh, I understood what you meant.
Yeah.
I thought that it was something like a problem with your leg, but you meant that you had a problem, right? You
Oh yeah, it's kind
you
of. I arrived late, but
yeah. I understood. It's like we call an idiom, right? This is what in English we call an
mm,
idiomatic expression. All right. I hope you can during the day you can sort out your problems and go and get along well, right? By the way, have you got any questions regarding the lesson?
no,
No, is
actually
it
not.
clear? It's clear, all right, because it's a little bit difficult to get at the beginning, but anyway, in case you have any questions, just let me know, right? All right, let's continue then with the second part of the lesson. I'm going to start presenting again and tell me whether you can see the whiteboard. Can you see the whiteboard? Just say yes or no for me to
Yes.
know. All right, thank you very much. Okay, I was thinking about the difference in meaning. Sometimes in Spanish is much easier, so I will try to provide some explanations in Spanish in order to make the sentences easier to understand, right? Let me go back for a while because I was thinking during the break about the difference in meaning between stopped plus ing and stopped plus to. And I think if we translate the sentence into Spanish, probably you will notice that the difference in meaning is much clearer. For example, in the first one, my dog stopped drinking water. How can you say that in Spanish? How can you translate that sentence? My dog stopped drinking water. If you had to translate this sentence into Spanish, what would you say? My dog stopped drinking water.
Mi perro dejó de tomar agua.
Yes, very good. And the second one, my dog stopped drinking water.
Mi perro se detuvo para beber agua.
Excellent, very good. I think in Spanish is much easier, the difference. So the translation helps a lot. Thank you very much for your help. My dog stopped drinking water. Mi perro dejó de tomar agua. It's a little bit dangerous for him. And my dog stopped to drink water. Mi perro se paró a tomar agua, ¿cierto? Claro, se detuvo a tomar agua, se paró para tomar agua. Excellent. And regarding the second sentence, remember to and remember ing, I think this is the same. For example, if I say, I remember to turn off, just one second, somebody is attending, somebody joining us. I remember to turn off the lights before I go to bed. How will you translate that into Spanish? I think this is much easier because we usually say the same thing in Spanish, right? I remember to buy some milk on the way home. How would you translate then? I remember to turn off the lights before I go to bed. Have you got any idea?
Recuerdo apagar la luz cuando me vaya a dormir.
Excellent, very good. But in the second case, I remember turning off the lights before I go to bed. How do we translate that?
Recuerdo haber apagado las luces antes de irme a acostar.
Yes, very good. And that way we can, thank you very much. You can notice the difference. In Spanish, it's much easier. In the first case, we are referring, you remember something and then you do the action. I remember to turn off. So you remember, oh, today, for example, I would say at 9 p.m., it's 9 p.m. Okay, you remember I have to turn off the lights, right? And on the other hand, probably it's midnight, and you remember, oh yes, I remember turning off the lights. It means that it was in the past. You turn off the lights first, and then you remember, right? And in Spanish, it's much easier to remember, to notice the difference in meaning. I will show you a video as well. Let me see. So we can notice how the situation goes, right? Just 1 second. I need to change. All right, just 1 second. All right, I need to change a little bit the screen. I will stop sharing, and now I will present the video. Let me see what the video was. I hope it's this one. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
Your name? Mouser.
Here we're going to see a typical problem. Old people usually remember things that they did in the past, but they don't remember things that they have recently done, right? So let's see this situation.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Gregory.
And how are you, sir?
Not bad, but my memory is not what it used to be. I find I can't remember things as well as I used to. It's funny though, you know. I can remember doing things when I was very young, but I can't seem to remember to do the things that I need to do. That's the reality of aging, I guess.
Well, it's been nice meeting you, Gregory. That old geezer said some very interesting things. He said, I remember being a child, but I can't remember to do what I need to do each day. In the first sentence, the first verb, remember, is followed by a second verb, being. This second verb is in the gerund form. In the second sentence, the verb remember, or verb number 1, was followed by the infinitive, to do. Remember can be followed by both a gerund and an infinitive, but in each sentence, it has a very different meaning. First, let's look at remember doing. When remember is followed by a gerund, the action of doing happens first, and then you remember it. So you are experiencing a memory. Well, here's Gregory now. Gregory, would you be so kind as to tell us a few things you remember doing?
Let's see here. When I was a young lad, I went to school. I remember playing stickball with my friends. By golly, we had a great time. Also, I lived through the Great Depression. During that time, I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. I fought in the Second World War. Okay, now let's take a look at these memories and talk about them using remember plus a gerund. I remember going to school. I remember playing stickball. I remember living through the Great Depression. I remember fighting in the Second World War. Now let's talk about the meaning of remember, to do. When remember is followed by the infinitive, the order of events is different. It means first you remember, then you do something. First you remember that something must or had to be done, then you do it or did it. Basically, you remember the task that must be done, then you do it. Oh, hello, Gregory. Could you please tell us some things that you must do in the next week?
Let's see here. I've got it. I need to take my medicine. I need to call my friends and family, and oh yeah, I need to pay my bills. And it's my wife's 93rd birthday next week, so I need to remember to buy her a present.
All right. Now, Gregory, could you please give us an example sentence using the infinitive?
Sure thing there, sonny boy. Let's see, I must remember to take my medicine. I must remember to call my friends and family. I must remember to pay my bills. And I must remember to buy my wife a gift.
Before we go, I'd like to show you two more patterns that can be used with remember. First, we'll look at remember, followed by a noun. The sentence pattern is as follows. Subject, remember or remembers, then noun or pronoun. I remember that day. She remembers them. We remember your name. Remember can also be followed by a noun clause or a WH clause. I'll show you an example with a WH clause. The pattern is as follows. Subject, remember or remembers, that WH word, and a clause. For example, I remember who I wanted to see. She remembers what they said. We remember where we went last night. Or maybe if you're drinking a little bit, you don't remember where you went last night. She remembers when she was a child. They remember why he told us to do that. I remember how they did that so fast. Well, that's it for this lesson. Have a great...
All right. I hope the video has been useful for you, so you can have a clear idea what's the difference between remember. All right. Remember plus ing means, and remember plus to refers to, right? Okay. Now I'm going back to my whiteboard. All right. Let's do an exercise before we continue. Okay. I want you to not 5 things because we don't have too much time in order to just 3 things. All right. Can you write just 3 things you remember doing from your childhood? For example, I remember playing with my dog in the garden. I used to play with my dog all the time when I was a child. Can you please write 3 things that you remember doing when you were a child or younger, or probably years ago? I'm going to give you 2 minutes for you to write 3 sentences about things you remember doing when you were a child. Okay, can you help me with number one? I remember. I will start with I remember, and you complete the sentence. I remember. Who can help me with the first one? With something you remember, good memories of your childhood.
I remember playing with my brother.
Playing with my brother. With my brother. All right. Thank you very much. I think that must be good memories, right? I remember playing with my brother. Good. Thanks a lot. Okay, another one. A second volunteer. What do you remember? I will start the first part. I remember and I remember. All right. Can you help me with number two? I remember. Something you remember doing when you were a child or younger. I remember what? I will ask somewhat.
My connection just. Uh, uh,
All right. Can you help me?
yeah, I
All right.
remember
I remember
to feed my hands.
to feed my. All right. But now we're going to thinking about the past. When you were a child, I remember something related to the past.
Oh, I remember to go to the plaza.
Okay. I remember going to the
Oh, the plaza.
plaza.
See,
All right. What is that?
there was a plaza where I was used to live in Curarehue. Now
All right.
I live in another place.
All right. So in this case we say square, right? I
Oh,
remember going to the square, right?
okay.
Square. That's good. Very good. And the last one, number three. Who can help me with number three? So we can move on then to the next exercise. I remember. Carla, can you help me please with number three?
I remember reading under my bed.
Reading under under my bed. Yeah, good. Good memories. All right. This is something very nice. Okay. I remember reading under my bed. I think it must be very comfortable under the bed, right? Okay. And let's move on then to another exercise. I want you to write three things you always remember to do. For example, I always remember to clean my bedroom. I never forget to clean my bed. Can you please write three sentences regarding things you always remember to do, right? Remember that now you have to use remember to. I always remember to. Just three sentences. I always remember to. I always remember to. Okay. Number one. Who can help me with number one? I always remember to what?
Me?
Yeah.
I always remember to do my homework.
To do my homework. Very good. I always remember to do my homework. If you want to say the same thing, but with different words, probably will say, I never forget to do my homework, right? So in case you have to rephrase the sentence, I remember to means I never forget, right? Or I don't forget, right? I always remember to, number two. Who can help me with number two? Help me, please. I need your help to remember. I always remember to, in pandemic times, I always remember to what?
I always remember to add some salt on my cooking.
All right, to add some salt to my cooking. All
Yeah.
right, good. So you never forget to add salt to your cooking. Very good. And number three, I always remember to, and with this we finish this part, right? I always remember to what? I always remember to let me see. Javier, can you help me with number three? I always remember to.
He wrote in the chat. The,
Sorry?
he
All
wrote
right,
in the
you're on,
chat.
yeah, in the chat. All right, sorry, I will take a look at on chat. Where is the chat? Here it is. I always remember to brush my teeth. All right, to brush my teeth. All right, so before sleeping. Thank you, Javier. Very good. I always remember taking swimming classes. That would be Daniela for the previous exercise. Thank you very much for your help and for the contribution. Thank you. Very good, very good examples of what you remember to do, right? Before we move on then, can you tell me whether you have any questions regarding to remember to and remember ing? Did you get the difference in meaning, or did you get when you have to use to or ing form? Is there any question that is not clear yet? If you don't have any questions, we're going to continue with a third verb, which is try to versus try ing. All right. There is a difference in meaning between these two verbs as well. Try to and try ing. I'm going to write some sentences for you to tell the difference. Okay. Let's see. A. I tried to study English on my own. I tried to study English on my own. And B. I try studying English on my own. Okay. And then let us see. She tried to open the door. With a credit card. Probably you have also done this letter D. She tried opening the door with a credit card. Okay, here we have then 4 different sentences, and let's try to tell what the difference in meaning they have, right? I tried to study English on my own. I try studying English on my own. That is C and D. She tried to open the door with a credit card, and letter D, she tried opening the door with a credit card. What's the difference in meaning between sentence A and B? Can you tell? I tried to study English on my own, and I tried studying English on my own. Do they mean the same thing, or do they mean different things? What is your feeling? I tried to study English on my own. I tried studying English on my own. I tried to open the door with a credit card. She tried opening the door with a credit card. Okay, there is a difference in meaning. Sometimes the difference is very, very, very small, that we can say the same thing with different structures, with different patterns, right? But sometimes the difference is clear. I'm going to continue with the next slide, so we can see what the difference in meaning is. Let's see this one first. Try to. Try to refers to make an effort. When you make an effort to do something. To do something which is very difficult or almost impossible. It means that you have to make a strong effort, right, to get what you want. To get what you want. In that particular case, we use try plus to plus infinity, right? When you want to show that you have made a strong effort, a great effort. Let's see some examples. One, the surgeons try to save people's lives, right? This is something that requires probably effort, right? And sometimes, in spite of the effort that the surgeons make, probably the person or the people might die, right? So it's something which is that requires an effort, right? Let's see another example. Sam tried to phone you in the morning, but he couldn't find his mobile or cell phone. All right, his mobile or his cell phone. Can you notice that he made an effort to call you in the morning, but it was impossible because he probably had lost his mobile phone. So the meaning in this case is the effort that the person made in order to achieve a goal, right? Let's see now what happens. What happens when we use try plus ing, right? I'm going to move on then. I don't know whether I'm going too fast. If I'm going too fast, just stop me, right? Because sometimes I cannot tell whether I'm going too fast or not, right? Let's see, try plus ing. Try plus ing. When we use try plus ing, we are referring to like an experiment, an action, experiment, an action to see what happens. To see what happens. You can do different things in order to see if you can solve a problem, right? I'm going to show you some examples for you to tell the difference. Number one, he didn't want to do, when I say he, probably is my son, my brother, my little brother. He didn't want to do his homework. So this is a problem, right? It's not very a very serious problem, okay? It's something which can be solved easily. So I tried giving him some money. Right? In this case, you can see that the solution is easy. All right, I forgot. Here we are. All right. It's an experiment to see what happens. For example, my brother, my little brother, my son, didn't want to do his homework. So in order to convince him to do something, I did an experiment. I gave him some money. So I tried giving him some money in order to convince him to do his homework, right? So if we compare the first situation where the surgeons try to save lives, which is more serious, something more catastrophic, right? Than this situation, which can be solved easily. Probably we don't know whether the money solved the situation or not, but it was an attempt to solve the situation. Probably you can do other things as well. If money doesn't work out, probably you can do other things. Probably you can offer a video game or something, right? Or using your computer. You can try different things. So whenever we use try plus ing, it means that we are doing different things in order to get a goal, to achieve a goal that we want to reach, right? Let's see a second example. If your dog doesn't like the medicine, doesn't like the medicine, try mixing it with some meat. Can you see that in this case, you are doing an experiment? In this case, you are mixing the medicine with some meat. I don't know whether it works or not, but if it doesn't work, you can do something different, right? But because it's not so serious, not like a great effort, you can do other things as well. All right. I have also a video that I want to share with you. Let me see. So you can get the idea of what the difference is, right? I'm going to just a second because I need to stop sharing and share now the video. I think it's here. Here we are. All right.
doing?
Oh, I'm trying to learn.
Here we.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to learn to touch type.
But what are all the sticky notes for?
Oh, I'm trying not to look at the keys.
Good luck with that.
The verb try can be followed by an infinitive form or a gerund, and the two structures have very similar meanings. In fact, they're so similar that in some situations you can use either. Have you spoken to Rachel?
No, I tried calling her, but the line was busy.
Have you spoken to Rachel?
No, I tried to call her, but the line was busy.
In both cases, Jay wanted to speak to Rachel. I tried calling means he thought phoning might be the way to do it. I tried to call means he made an effort, made an attempt to speak to her. So the difference is very subtle, very small. Try doing is about getting results, achieving a successful outcome. Try to do is about making an effort.
I'm trying to change this light bulb, but I can't reach.
We often use try to do when we think something is hard. We're trying to do this jigsaw.
But it's very difficult. What's a frog's favorite drink?
Jay, I'm busy.
Coca-Cola.
Bro.
Did you know cows have 4 stomachs?
Jay, I'm trying to work. So we use try to when an action itself is hard. When the action is easy but we don't know if it will achieve the result we want, we use try doing. What do you think?
It's a bit tasteless. Try adding some salt.
Okay. Adding salt is easy, so the issue here is, will salt make it better? Try doing is about experimenting to find something that works.
The television's not working.
Try plugging it in.
Oh.
We often use try doing when there's a problem and we're suggesting a possible solution.
Coming?
I want to finish my coffee, it's hot.
Try putting some ice in it.
Good idea.
I do wish you'd try going out with some of the other boys as well as Jeff.
Why? Mother, I like Jeff a lot.
Well, I know, dear. I like him too. But after all, there are other boys in the world.
So try to do, make an effort. Try doing, experiment. You can see both forms in this sentence here. Learning to touch type is hard. You have to make an effort. Perhaps sticky notes will help, or perhaps not. They're an experiment. One last example. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get a paper ball into Kathy's trash can.
Oh, well done. Can I try?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Try rolling it into a smaller ball.
Okay.
Can I tell?
All right, let's go back then to the other.
That's the coolest informative video I ever seen.
All right. Just sorry, 1 second. Okay. Okay. I'm going to continue with the lesson, but I would like to know whether you have any questions before we continue, because we have some minutes left. So have you got any questions regarding the difference between trying to and try to? I think it's clear, right?
Yeah, it's clear for
All
me.
right. All right. Okay. And let's continue then, because we have just a minute left in case you need to ask something, right? Okay, I wrote some. We're not going to do this, but I'm just going to show you some examples that I wrote. For example, in relation to try to learn Chinese, it's very difficult, at least for me, right? So my example was, I tried to learn Chinese, but I couldn't. In this case, I'm doing, or I did, or I made, in this case, I made a great effort to learn Chinese, but I couldn't do it, right? It was too much for me. So for that reason, I tried to, in order to show my effort, right? But I wrote a second example, which is not something very serious. It doesn't require a great effort. My brother couldn't get up early for lessons last year. So he tried setting up the alarm at 6 a.m. and it worked. Can you see in this case, it is not a great effort. So you can use try plus ing, all right, in order to make clear the difference, right? Okay, we're going to finish the lesson with some review of some verb patterns which follow the same structure ing form or to. For example, we have these verbs: adore, can't stand, don't mind, enjoy, finish, imagine, and loathe. In this case, they use ing, right? The gerund form. So I adore doing whatever, drawing, right? I can't stand watching, I don't know, soccer. I don't mind cooking. I enjoy cooking, and so on, right? And there is a note here. We know we often use the verb go plus ing. For example, I go swimming every day. I go shopping every day, right? This is another thing that you can bear in mind. Those are verb patterns, and these verb patterns are in the textbook, right? In the last pages. Then we have verbs plus to plus infinitive. For example, afford to do something, afford to come, afford to cook, right? So you have a list of verbs here that you can then review on your own, okay, whenever you have time. And you have to remember that in this particular case, these verbs don't use the ing form, but they use the infinitive form, right? I agree to study every day, for example. I dare, this is a particular verb that is here. Think help and dare can be used without to. For example, we helped clean up the kitchen, but you also can say, I helped to clean up the kitchen. Both things or both possibilities can be used, right? They didn't dare disagree with him, or you can also say they didn't dare to disagree with him, all right? These are exceptions. For obligation, we have verb have. I have to wear a uniform, right? And for the past habit, I used to exercise, but I don't anymore, right? You can also review this later on your own. And then we have verb plus somebody plus to and infinitive. For example, advice. She advised me to do something, right? She encouraged him to go, all right, and so on. I want him to do. I want you to do the homework, for example, right? And the same thing, you can use help with to, or you can use help just without to. I help him to do the dishes or I helped him do the dishes. It's exactly the same. It doesn't change the meaning. And also we have verb plus something plus infinity, but not do. For example, I say, I help her do, or in this case, it's an exception to the rule. Let her do, make her do, or make us do. For example, I make the students study the lesson every day, right? I don't say I make the students to make, no, to do the lesson, no. You don't have to use the infinitive form, right? And then here we have verbs plus ing or to plus infinitive. And the meaning is very, very small. For example, begin doing or begin to do. You can use both of them. Okay? And the meaning is just the same. Continue doing, continue to do. Hate to do, hate doing, right? Here we have a short list of these verbs that can be used with ing or with to in form. There is a very, very subtle meaning, right? But it is not worth paying too much attention to that because some people think that if you say, I like doing or I like watching TV, it's different from saying, I like to watch TV. I will give you just one example, and with this, we're going to finish our lesson, right? Let me see, just 1 second. Just to give you an example how these are different. All right, I like watching TV. I like to watch TV. The difference in meaning is that I like watching TV. It means that I always do the same. I watch TV all the time, right? But when I say I like to watch TV, it means that I watch TV whenever I have time. It's not frequently, right? But the meaning is very, very small. So it's just for you to know because sometimes we wonder whether we have to use I like watching or I like to watch. Both are possible, right? And if you have any questions or something, okay, it's the time to say them. All right. Okay, let me see. I was not present, I think. So, okay, have you got any questions?
Nope.
Is it clear? Okay. And by the way, I uploaded some exercises for you to do on Educa, and you can practice a little bit more, right? Further exercises for you to do during the week. Okay, this is week number 4. Here you can find the videos that you can watch again. Here you can see the workbook. There are some exercises that you can do on your own as well during the week. And here you will find different exercises online that you can do. And also you can, for example, see immediately whether what you wrote or your answer was correct or incorrect. Okay, so you have things to do for the rest of the week. All right.
Nice. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for your attendance. I hope you have learned, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit the application. Not for me, but I think for me at least it was much better because I can write. Otherwise, I just can be speaking all the time, and that's boring for me. I don't know if you enjoyed the application. In case you don't, just send me an email to try something new.
I enjoy it.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for being so kind. Well, if you have any other ideas, all right, that would be great. And thank you very much. and I hope to see you next week on Monday as well at 10. And take care.
You
Thank
too.
you,
Have
teacher.
a great
You
day.
too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Café.